Now, how did the contract come about? Like, is this something you just came up, you know what I mean, with in your own mind, or did you consult with experts or anything? You see what I'm saying? Like, how was this structured?
I mean, definitely consulted the experts. Um, looking at the problem. Just being, um, you know, in business since I was, pretty much 20 in my 20s, early 20s.
Right.
Um, I've been able to see a lot of things, and I've always understood where we were in history and where we are, where we came from. Um, and so, we ended up, putting something together a while ago, but I had to set it aside because of the Big Three, which is my basketball league. It ended up taking a lot of time and effort and just passion to get
That
it.
was a great venture, by the way. That was genius.
Thank you. Just to get
Yes.
it rolling and to get it to make sure it was done with some class. So I had to set aside these things that I had been thinking. But after the death of George Floyd,
Mm.
it really made all of us think about what this country has been doing to us. And then the country really looked like it was ready to accept major change across the board. And when I looked around, everybody was talking about police reform and doing things like that. Not too many people were talking about economic reform. So, I was like, I'm gonna put my energy into that. So then we started to look around and see, is there a document that deal with all of our problems? Like all of them, as many as we can think of. Um, and I looked around and it was nothing. It was nothing that we're collectively asking of the government, that could help us in so many ways, in our communities. So it was nothing there that was across the board asking the government, because the government, I know people say we got to do for ourselves, but the government owes us, and you should never let somebody get away with a debt like this. But the private sector have been taking advantage. They've been, basically, colluding with government to put us in these positions. So, we was just thinking there needs to be a document that that deals with everything across the board in some way, shape, or form. And this document should be a foundation for any grassroots or brilliant professors or anybody with sharp minds or anybody who've been working on this stuff all their life could add to it and fine tune it and shape it and make it a more perfect document. So that's always been the purpose. I've said that from day one. So we put out a version of it, and we had people coming at us about it and telling us, "Hey, this is great, but you probably need to do this here, or look at our papers. We've done lots of research on this, and we had people kind of chiming in, and we've been updating the document, periodically. And so, that was the process of trying to make the document better. Nowhere in the world did I think, oh, I'm gonna come up with something, speak for all black people,
Right.
and I don't need no help from nobody.
Mm.
I was basically asking for help from day one, and I really thought we would spend a lot of time, making this better as we try to really focus on the private sector, because that was our idea. Let's go after the private businesses out there that take advantage of us, been taking advantage of us, since day one or whenever they started. Let's research them, contact them, uh, and put pressure on them to make some kind of reparations for that. Um, so I was kind of off figuring out how can we make our moves. We was thinking about some legal stuff. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment are solely there for Black people, and everybody else is taking advantage of those benefits and those set asides and those things that are done strictly, for us. And it says it in in the Constitution. Um, so we were thinking of our lawsuit angles,
Mm.
and so this is a major undertaking. This is just not, let me. Y'all didn't listen to me in before the election, so I'm gonna just, you know, get mad and run to the other side. This is we looked at this as, maybe an 8 to 10 year um, endeavor to try to get this money, or try to get these changes in America, try to get these perverted laws and ways of doing things switched, and get people to pay for what they've done in the past, because that teaches them not to do it in the future. So these are the things that I continue to work on.